The good member from the 39th District, Representative Lowe.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Without supply, rents go high. And with that, I'm urging a no vote on this policy. I have constituents in the 39th District and many constituents all across the state who are struggling with paying their rent. We all know that. We all understand that. This policy does not fix that. This policy is the wrong policy. The policy that we need is supply. We've seen rent control all across this nation over the years. And with rent control, we've seen the failed policy all across the nation. Go to New York in the 1940s when they began rent control, and follow it all the way through. And we see after 80 years, we see what that's led to. That's led to many housing units being in disrepair, many housing things falling where it's not a good place to live anymore, and yet they haven't been able to keep up with supply. Go to San Francisco in the 1970s. Over the last 45 years, we've seen the failed rent control policies of San Francisco. And we've seen the same thing where those who are wealthy have been able to take advantage of rent control. They don't want to move from their lower rent places, and it's actually made it tougher for new families and younger people to live in that place, in San Francisco. And yet we've seen the rents so high there. And yet more recently, we've seen in Minnesota, St. Paul. When you look at St. Paul, they implemented rent control in 2021. And in 1 year, they had to get rid of it. That rent control was only 3%. And that 3% was so devastating that the market imploded rapidly. 80% of the builders stopped building there. That's what we're going to see as people flee this state. We're not going to see housing providers provide housing anymore with these terrible policies. Madam Speaker, I'm asking for a no vote on this policy today.